All right, folks, welcome back. This is going to be a very short one. We're waiting for, obviously, more information technically, so I'm not going to bore you with a whole lot of needless commentary. Dollar index daily chart. We've seen a little bit more decline from this shallow run above this high here. We're inside of the dealing range between this low and the high here. So we're going to see what we get in response to now having declined this far back. 1, 2 up close candles. This is your bearish order block. If we trade up into this and react there and go lower than this low here, at that point I'll concede and say we probably want to run below this low here and maybe lower. But I'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Hourly chart, dollar index. High, low, high. We went down below this low here. This may be trading into the breaker. It's also an imbalance and bearish order block. So if it's going to go lower, okay, let's assume for a moment it's going to attack the liquidity below here. I'm not suggesting that it is, but if it were to react at mean threshold of that last up close candle here, after filling in the imbalance, and trading below the low here of a bearish breaker, this would have to deliver a sell-off. Like it would have to do it now if it's bearish. If it ignores the bearish order block and ignores the rebalance up into the city here, the optimal trade entry, and the bearish breaker, if it rallies from here, then I'm going to feel more confident that this was just a run on liquidity, taking out this low, and then we could go back to resuming a run above this high and then into that 95 big figure. 15-minute time frame, dollar index. Small little Judas swing overnight. Rejection block here. Then aggressive sell-off. Nice little optimal trade entry, order block here. Rallies up, New York session to a city. Now again, this would have been better for it to rebalance to that point and then go down right from there, not do all this consolidation, which is why I'm electing to be neutral right now. I don't have an opinion that's going to say, I think it's going to go here, I think it's going to go there. I don't know. On the near term, if we don't go lower, we have relative equal highs in here. So watch, you might see a little pop up into that overnight. Any sustained run, obviously, puts us back in contention for this high. Euro-dollar daily chart. Okay, we went a little bit higher into a rejection block here. So we are essentially back inside of this sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, and taking a rejection block out there. So again, I'm monitoring to see if it wants to sell off or if it wants to continue to consolidate sideways or if it wants to go higher. Above here, we have this imbalance there. And this old low could potentially retreat back to if it's going to continue going higher. I don't know. I don't have a bias. I don't have any convictions right now. I'm waiting for more information and price action. All right, euro dollar, hourly chart. This level here is that daily rejection block. So you can see we ride up into that, swept it, and came back down. Took out a short-term low, and we went, in my opinion, too far for it to act as a breaker. I didn't like this movement here. So again, it's all building the case for uncertainty, low probability. That means immediately sidelines have no real bias. And we're trading until a Friday, so why gamble? 15-minute time frame, euro dollar. Again, as I mentioned on the hourly chart, we swept the rejection block from the daily chart into the SIBI here. Optimal trade entry. Sells off another SIBI here, trades up into that institutional order flow entry drill. Sells off another institutional order flow entry drill there. sells off attacking the sell side liquidity resting below here. Does so pretty nicely on a short-term basis, and then consolidates into the close of today. Pound dollar, this pair was able to sweep its rejection block in here. I drew your attention to this area right in here because if it continues to obviously go higher, this is a level to watch. Wasn't really able to get up that far today, but we did trade up into consequent encroachment of the wick here, midpoint of that, and the rejection block. There's that rejection block. And right from Jump Street last night, it's just a steady ramming higher on price. That's just a one directional freight train. You don't want to be in front. You don't want to be in front of that trading short. Again, consolidation, small little Judas swing, and then one straight shot right up into the rejection block and the consequent encroachment of that wick. Breaks lower and consolidates into the close of today. I mentioned yesterday's video, or if I'm not mistaken, it was the day before, so I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday's video. I mentioned that we would likely see pound yen trade above these highs and then maybe even run above here. Got real close to it today. So I'm watching this to see if we get one more pop above. Just for completeness sake for this week, I mentioned that would be a draw on liquidity for this particular cross. And that brings us to tonight's homework assignment. Told you, short and sweet. You were thinking it's going to be a really long video, didn't you? So, homework assignment tonight is the E-mini NASDAQ 100 futures December contract for 2021. The symbol for trading view, you would be putting in NQZ2021. Okay? NQZ2021. And put it on the 4-hour chart. Okay? And then kind of like show what you show here in the price action. You only really need this much data from, I guess, maybe the 5th of October to present day. You'll want this low to this high. And you want to frame out what makes this a good buy from here to here. And that'll be the homework for tonight. And until I'll talk to you tomorrow, be safe.